when you go talk to a potential recruit, will it be a fresh beginning? Will you kind of say, I'm a new coach, let's forget about the last 2 years? Is that will be your approach?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know that you can forget about it. I mean, it's here. You got to address it. I do think that you want to talk about moving forward. You got to talk about the young ladies that are on the team. I mean, they're going to be their teammates, and you got to address the character of those young ladies, and hopefully the dedication that they're going to show, that the improvement that they're going to make, and they're going to show that they're dedicated to moving this program forward. You definitely have to talk about the facilities and the dedication of the administration to move the program forward. So, we're not going to try to hide anything or try to trick people to coming here. We're going to get people who want to come here because they want to be a part of this team, and they want to be a part of the future of Youngstown State women's basketball.
How are you going to deal with the young ladies that have already signed as the next group of recruits and those who have made verbal commitments or at least we're on the recruiting list?
Yeah, well, we're not in the process of eliminating anybody from our current squad or of our current recruits. We'll deal with those on a case-by-case basis.
Bob, you've had some success, not rebuilding programs, but being part of that. How tough of a job is it? Is this the toughest job that you're faced with in your career right now?
At the moment it is, because this is what I'm doing. But I don't know. We'll find out as the season unfolds, and how receptive the young ladies are to coaching, and how far we can take this transition. So I mean, it's something that I'm looking forward to. It's something that I believe they are looking forward to. So I mean, it's going to be a process, as is everything. But it's something I don't see any major obstacles.
What's your philosophy about getting out into the community personally to sell the program, not just as a recruiter of players, but as a salesman for the program itself?
Well, it's important that any time that we can get out and express the goodwill of Youngstown State University, we do so. I mean, there's a lot of good people here, and the more that these good people are out in the community, the better the image of Youngstown State becomes every day. I mean, there's just, as I said, I don't know everybody here. I've been thoroughly impressed with the people that I've met, and I'm just happy to be a part of that and to do my part to continue that throughout the community.
Coach, your resume speaks for itself, but how confident are you in your abilities to know that you're going to be able to see this through and get this thing turned around?
Very. I mean, we're going to do it. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I guess come to the games. But, I mean, we're going to turn it around. I don't know why we wouldn't turn it around. But I don't know how else I could say that other than that we're going to do it. And then hopefully we'll have a press conference at the end of the year and talk about all the wins.
Every new coach is asked about their philosophy or style of play. Can you enlighten us on yours if there's one solidified?
I mean, there's nothing special about our style of play. I mean, we're going to try to take more shots than the other team takes. We're going to try to take care of the basketball, keep our turnovers down. We're going to try to take other people out of what they're trying to do. We'll just, as this program unfolds and see what players' strengths are, we'll address that and try to play to our strengths as much as possible.
Well, with all due respect, when you talk to other head coaches about taking this job, were there any naysayers, or were they behind you 100%?
No, I don't. I talked to several head coaches about taking the job, and I didn't get one person that told me no. They all said they thought it was a good move. They asked about what kind of support there was. I told them that there was great support from the administration, and they said if that's the case, then do it. And with the improvements they've made here, I mean, it really was an easy decision. I had nobody tell me otherwise.
Coach, can you share with us, however it was, a phone call, a meeting, whatever, when the offer was extended, and your reaction, kind of your feelings about that all?
No, it was offered. Ron called me Monday morning, and simply put, I was ecstatic. I mean, it was something that I would hope to come to fruition. It did, and he called me, and I was excited. I think he was excited. I hope he was excited. But it came to fruition, and it happened, and here we are 2 days later talking about it. So it's something that it was an exciting opportunity for me.
How are you going to deal with your staff?
There's a lot of interest for this staff, which I think speaks volumes of the university, and we're in the process of putting one together. Who and when and where and all that stuff is to be determined, but it's definitely something that we're obviously going to have a staff, and we don't have one at this time.
Coach, with all due respect, were you surprised there were nearly 100 applicants for a program that has struggled like this program?
No, not at all. I mean, the Division I women's basketball college market is incredibly competitive, and this is a good job. I mean, I'm happy to have this job, and I think it's a great job to have. I think I'm very fortunate to have this job. So none of that stuff surprises me.
How familiar are you with the Horizon League and the women's basketball in the league?
I mean, it's a good league. I think that's the other thing that makes this a good job, is that it's a good league. You're getting teams with national exposure. There's not a lot of mid-major leagues on the women's side. They're sending 2 teams to the national tournament. And last year they sent 2 teams to the national tournament. And you can go around, I didn't do the math, but I bet there's not maybe but 10 or 12 leagues that actually send more than 1 team to the national tournament. So, I mean, that speaks volumes of the league, and it's a competitive league. It's in cities, which is nice. You're not going out to remote areas of places that kids don't necessarily want to visit. So, I mean, there's a lot of upsides to this league.
Well, what type of player do you look for? And I know that's a big question because of different positions, but maybe off the court, what type of player will you look for?
Off the court, I think the big thing is evaluating character. And you can't have kids bringing down your program. You work so hard to build things. You work hard to create a positive attitude. You can't have people that are constantly bringing that down. You can't have people working against you within your own program. So you got to have character kids that are going to be on board, that are willing to work, that are willing to listen. And I think if we can find those 3 things, obviously, I assume you meant off the court. You didn't involve skill level. We would like some skilled players too.
That's my follow-up question. What type of players do you look for in the B players?
Ones that are really good. Not just good. Make sure you put really in there. I don't want just good players. I'll take a great one too, if you can find one.
Bob, Bill Castrovinci, WITV. Just, it would seem that there's a lot of high school talent around here as far as on the girls' side, Division I players. Or what are your impressions of the talent right here in the immediate area?
We would take them all if you could get the other schools to stay out of here. But I don't know that they'll agree to that. We would love to get some local kids that are good, because there's plenty of them here. The problem is there's probably 40 to 50 NCAA Division I schools that recruit the state of Ohio. So we're not just it's not necessarily that we don't want those kids. It's just that there's a lot of people that want those kids. So it's a competition. It's no different than when we play games in January. We're just competing, and so we're doing it in July or August or whenever it is, trying to get those kids and sell the university on them.
Coach, the way last season went, do you think it lessens or adds to the pressure you're going to feel in the first season?
I think it's irrelevant. Nobody wants to win more than the team wants to win. Nobody wants to win more than I want to win. I think it probably adds pressure to the administration, and they've got to deal with it. But when we come to game time, we're going to prepare and we're going to try to win the game. It's a pretty cut and dry concept. I don't think it adds. I don't think if you lose 3 in a row, you think, boy, I really got to win this one. Whereas if you win 4 in a row, you think, we could lose a game. And I don't think we have that mentality. We're going to try to win every game we play.